Are you in my house early in the daybreak? We don't say morning in the church. So are you at my house? Oh, you want to learn my kung fu? Well, I guess I have to show you. So, let me get up. Magu Ziansho, divine marijuana brings immortality. Libation to the ancestors. Yeah. It's early in the morning. So what? I'm 66 years old. I can do it. I can do it to heaven I want. Even strike a match. Break fast. What the hell? So, greetings, sisters and brothers. See, we say sisters and brothers on the way. You know, black people is always on the way. When you coming, I'll be there. I'm on my way. Man, you said that 40 minutes ago. So this is about brothers and sisters on the way. But when I say brothers and sisters on the way, I mean studying and practicing the art and science of Tao. I really don't like to say Taoism, but sometimes I might say them. I just don't like to put the ism on it. It's like Moorishism, more-ish. Or you either more or you are ish. Anyway. So, Tao, T-A-O, or Tao, D-A-O, means a path. I'm looking at you and Kung Fu, man. Tao means a path, a road, or the way. You know, sisters and brothers on the way. So, I'm making these videos now to try to explain what the way is, because you don't follow my way, you understand? You have your way. But nature is everybody's way, and that's what the Tao is about. You be you, naturally you, but there are natural laws. Like, you want to grow a plant, right? Like, I want to grow hemp, right? Okay, so I don't have no seeds. I can want and I can chant and I can desire. Well, that's a whole nother level. But anyway, I can you on this level you can do all that stuff. But if you don't have no seed to put in the ground, I don't care what you believe, ain't shit gonna grow. You need a seed. That's the law. You understand? So beyond that, beyond the law of nature, it don't matter what I believe as an individual. What I'm telling you, I'm a teacher of breathing. If you don't believe in breathing, stop. I'm a teacher of foods. If you don't believe in eating, stop. You understand? I'm a teacher of like Tai Chi and Kung Fu and all that type. Well, not Tai Chi anymore. I have my own system. But movement. The idea is movement instead of when you start getting old, you just like, okay, what's wrong with me? Move, Negro. Like something, do something. You understand? So it's about teaching nature, not believing in me. Believe me, I can. It's not believing in me. Believe me. That don't make sense to it, huh? Well, sometimes you got to say believe me because right now, since you don't know me, you have to listen to what I said. I don't want a whole bunch of people following me around. Oh, is there a Jesus? Dude, I just taught you how to breathe, how to heal your body, how to defend yourself, da 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 da. Leave me alone. So, that being said, this video is about the Tao, or Dao, T-A-O or D-A-O, in the house, in the house. See, I'm from New York, so we say in the house, like not the house. We say the house, walking, talking. You understand what I'm saying? New York, Negro. So this is the first video in what I'm going to call the Daily Tao. And I'm going to spell it D-A-O in that. And so the Daily Tao is going to be like, you know, each day I'm going to show a different exercise for the health of the internal organs, blah, 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 all that. So I'm trying to get something going with this whole video thing, you know. It's different when you get older and starting out. I'm 66 and I'm like starting from the beginning. I need help. Anyway, so that's it. This is the Tao in the house. In other words, I'm going to go through the different rooms in my house. I set up this like thing in my living room because I rented out my bedroom. So I'm in the living room and you know I set this up like the bedroom, like, because you start out your day starts out. We don't say morning. That's a whole nother video. So your day start out when you wake the hell up. Now I know most of you or a lot of you, if you living in a space, you probably got a job unless you're my age and get Social Security or some shit like that. But if you have to get up and go to work, oh yeah, of course I understand that. But the point of these teachings that I'm teaching on these teaching tapes, the teaching that I'm teaching on these teaching, is that too much teaching? Anyway, it's about getting to the point of self-sufficiency. See, if I teach you how to breathe, that means you probably won't get sick or as sick. So you won't need to go to the hospital. If I teach you a way of, or a method of bringing in cash flow, then you won't need to go work for somebody, etc., etc. If we have a Tao for every part of life, and you're self-sufficient, don't have to work for somebody, black or white. And this is not a prejudice thing, this is an individual thing, as well as a group thing, yin and yang. If we work together, each individual will be free. Oh, so going deep. But anyway, we're going to talk about each room in the house and how the Tao fits into the house. And it's been windy outside. So I started out waking up. Let's get back in that position. Now, in the Tao, when you sleep, I'm on my right side, right? See? I'm on my right side, right? And now I have my hand on my ear like so. So as I'm laying down, there's still energy. See, I'm in California, man, so energy is still able to pass in and out my ear, as opposed to be like, of course you're gonna lose your posture, like when you knocked out, like. But the position, put the hand so that the ear can have flow. We lay on the right side because your heart is on the left side. So when you lay on the left side, Tao is really particular like this. It's about long life and even going into afterlife. So when you lay on the left side, the lung and organs up here, since the heart is more to the left, the weight of those organs are laying on the heart. So we lay on the right side and take that weight or most of that weight off of the heart. Now, my right leg, I'm not going to show you all that, but my right leg is straight. My left leg is a little bent, and my left hand is sitting, or the palm is sitting on the hand, the arm, one of the parts, one of those parts of my arm. My arm is sitting on my hip, and the palm is facing, well, there's no other way to say it. The palm is facing my anus. So in the Tao, we get into the 9 holes of the body. 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 ears, the mouth, the sexual organs, and the anus hole. So a woman also has a small hole where they urinate, so they have actually 10 holes. But we're concerned with those 9 outlets. All these outlets let out energy, so the purpose for having the hand in front of the anus is to keep energy from leaking out of the anus, especially as you get older. You understand? The anus muscles start to get looser. So this is the basic position, just laying like this in a comfortable position on the right side of the body, left leg bent, right leg straight, left hand covering the anus, hand letting air through the ear on the right side. So again, once you fall asleep, you're probably going to change position, but that is the Tao of sleeping. There's other things to it, like I learned a breathing method of helping yourself go to sleep, which comes from a book I had on yoga, which wasn't about the Tao, it was about breathing in and out the mouth. You know how when you see a boxer, when they get tired, they start to breathe in and out the mouth as opposed to having a shut mouth. They start, and what happens is if you do that consciously on purpose, it actually relaxes the body, and if you're like a really nervous person like me, like have a lot of energy, it helps you relax. Now, the other thing we're going to talk Well, actually, I'm not going to talk about it in the bedroom, which is the sexual kung fu. Because as a man in the morning, certain things come up. Yes, even though I have a white beard, certain things come up. So I have to mention that as a man. Woman, certain things come up still. Anyway, that's a whole nother video. But I have to mention the sexual kung fu. If you're still a if you're still a man, and I still a man, in the morning when the sun comes up, other things supposed to come up. Now, as you get older, maybe like right now is like the winter time, like for you people on the East Coast, and the energy, that winter energy is kind of out here in California too. So at that time of year, usually, the sexual energy kind of wanes down. So it's like this: summertime, spring, wintertime. It's supposed to go like that. It's so much stuff because we've been trained through what they call slavery, kidnapping. We've been trained to have sex and to make babies to procreate for slavery, and that took us out of our natural way of making love. I don't want to say sex, but right now, at my age, I'll be like, sex. Anyway, so all that took us out of our natural, movement of sex. So that's a whole science by itself. The bedroom, the Tao of the bedroom. And what I'm going to say about that, that teaching in the Tao is, the male side is about what they call ejaculate. Well, actually, I'm going to talk about that when I come back. I'm going to do the full circle around the house, and then that part, this is the daytime part. So after waking up, after that's the night sleep, how you sleep, and the position you sleep. But when you wake up, the first thing we do in the Tao is get rid of what they call the stale qi in the lungs. So we basically is making a sound as you blow out the air. Because you're after a while, you're going to be still most of the night. So even though you're breathing, it's slower and really minuscule. So when you get up in the morning, you want to start breathing fresh air. So the first thing we do is get out that stale air in the lungs. This is breathing in. When the arms and hands are coming in towards the body, you're breathing in through the nose, not through the mouth. Pull the elbows back and breathe out through the mouth. As the hands are coming forward, you're breathing out. And you're breathing from here. That's a whole lesson by itself, because most of you are breathing up in the upper body. But like I said, that's a whole lesson. I got a video somewhere. But anyway, so that you do that about 3 times. Get to what they call, like I said, the stale air from resting overnight. You can make the sound. That's actually the sound of the heart. If you're doing the sound, any one of those sounds, you make the sound because the sound is going to help push all the air out, and then you breathe through your nose, or as much air as you can in. When you pull back the elbows, it opens the lungs, it opens the chest. You understand? So that's about 3 times. Get the stale, get things moved. Now we do exercise. Now understand, I'm gonna reiterate if I didn't say it before. What I'm talking about, you don't have to be, but you usually, or you have to be to some level kind of free, or if you have a job and all that stuff, and you have to be to work at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it takes 2 hours to get to work, so you got to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you got to wash up, go to the bathroom, eat, then blah, blah, blah. So this system is about self-sufficiency, and that means overall. So if you're taking care of your health, if you have a financial system, I'm going to talk about that on another video. If you're self-sufficient, you have the time to do all this stuff I'm talking about on this video. So, okay, get up, get the stale air out. Now, warm up the palms. We bring the chi. We bring the chi to the palms, and I'm not going to show all my techniques. I'm trying to get through this video, and it's already 22 minutes. It's techniques to massaging all the different meridian points in the fingers and the palms. You do that first to get the chi moving in the hands, and then now that the chi, the bio-electromagnetic energy, life force is in the hands, now you massage the rest of the body. Start with the head, do the face, all the different things, do the eyes, do the ears, do the mouth, do the back of the neck, do the front of the neck, all of the chest and the back, do the back of the back. Now I don't do the stomach, I do the legs first, I work my way down, do the joints, do all the joints. Make sure you pay special attention to the joints, you understand? Because that's where nerves, and that's where the joint is at, and the nerves are bundled up in the joints. That's why you get neck pain and all that, because it's a bunch of nerves all in one close proximity. So there's a lot of energy going through the joints. So you massage those. Now you massage, and then you get down to the feet. You massage the feet. That's where, at the extremities, the hands, the feet, the groin, is where all the nerve endings are at each extremity. The head, the hands, the feet, the groin is the extremities of the ends of the nerves. So make sure you massage all those. And then I come back to the abdomen. I do a circle massage. We're going to get into that when we get to the bathroom. And to keep the stuff moving out of your system, And the kidneys are important because that deals with, the abdomen deals with the poo-poo, and the kidneys deal with the pee-pee. So after you do all that, you might have to reverse it. You might have to go to the bathroom and get all that shit out first, and then you can do all this massage and you can blah, 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 and take your time. But if once your system gets strong, you ain't got to go to the bathroom right away. Do the massage first, and then the bathroom is the second part. So, 24 minutes on that. Let's go to the bathroom. I gotta carry y'all with me to the poo-poo place. Oi, oi, oi. That's my grandmother word. Like when you get a certain age, you gotta give these certain sounds out, like oi, oi, oi. Alright, let's leave the tent. So we're gonna pass up the living room and go straight. Okay, let me just show this. I show this because this is in the not financial but the wealth building part. I'll get into collecting antiques and stuff, but that's another video. But right now, we're going to go to the poo-poo room. The bathroom. Don't worry, I'm not going to take a bath. Unless some of you ladies are interested in well, anyway. So, boy, it's awfully white in here. So this represents me being in pajamas. Anyway, so yes, I'm on my throne. Where we eliminate, I have tenants, where we eliminate the stuff that we need to eliminate. Now, see, well, in another teaching, I'll get into certain practices with cold showers, but that's another teaching, so I'm not going to go into that right now. The most important thing I wanted to go over in the bathroom is the toilet use. Now, this is a statistic I learned many years ago when I first started getting into all this self-healing and stuff. Many of the heart attacks, and I don't know about now, but back then, heart attack was like the main killer of people. Well, melanated people, we got all kinds of shit, and most of it we do to ourselves, the food, etc., right? But believe it or not, shitting on the toilet or sitting on the toilet is one of the biggest reasons people have heart attacks. So in the Taoist studies, what we learned is that when you're on the toilet and you're straining, because you gotta get to work. I gotta get this shit out and get to work. And then you drop the fuck dead. And then guess what? You don't go to work because it's over. You understand? And anything you're gonna be like, it don't have to be going to the bathroom, but this is probably one of the places where everybody is like the same. Because the junk you're eating is making you constipated. If you got dandruff, if you got all that white shit coming out your eyes, etc., it's constipation. See that? I bet you can't do that. But anyway, I just wanted to show you something right quick on how to not strain while you're using the toilet. And in the long run, everything, these exercises take time. You understand? It's not everybody will see quick results. It at least takes a week. In a week, like with herbs, it takes a week. Things are happening, but you might not see it or feel it. At least 7 days or so. So, this is my right side, right? Now, right here is my hip bone. Right here is my ribs. All here, right, is how your ribs go like this. This the xiphoid process. If you press right in the center where your ribs come together, that's a whole nother, because it's an acupressure point. So your ribs come like this, and then you have the two hip bones right here and right here. So all this is your abdomen. All in the center of those bones is your abdomen. So to help yourself eliminate the poo-poo, you just rub. You're gonna rub this right here, right above this bone, right above this hip bone, is the doo-doo-im. So that's like the last part before you get to the anus. You understand, and all that shit come up. So if you take your hand and feel right there, you might even feel when you have to go to the bathroom and it's one of them big ass when them big ass poop, and it's like, oh shit, I gotta go to the bathroom. If you feel right there, you might can feel that joint because y'all probably got some hard ass. But so look, this is a very simple thing. Now the massage thing I just showed you, this is a part of that, but it's like that one that you would do in the morning is like, you take your time, but this one on the toilet, you want to focus mostly on that part I just showed you. You'll feel it right above, and that's what help pushes. But you can do the whole abdomen. Stay inside the bones. All this soft. This is your abdomen. Your stomach now is up here. This is about how big your stomach is. So, and now again, I think I said it on the other video where you have to understand where your organs is at, etc. Because people call this their stomach. No, no, it's not. It's part of the elimination and system, but it's not the stomach. So the stomach is right here, like the heart. Both of them are kind of to the left. Liver is over here, so we have to know where the organ is at. So your doo-doo is down here. So you just do this every day. After a while, you'll start to, it'll start to get normal. When you wake up in the morning, that shit gonna come out. So that's the point. You gotta do it though. You can't be like, because it's natural that people, when something hurt or something, people just rub it, naturally, like, oh, I hurt my elbow. And you do this, and then if you want to heal it, you take your time and do it for a while. Like, okay, I'm going to rub this. It's a knot. It's black and blue. Rub it for a while. Get that chi in the hand. Rub it. Well, I'm going into something else. Let's go to the next level. The kitchen. Hum. So again, we're going to skip the living room and go to the kitchen. So first things first, food. Now, if any of you looked at the video, the opening video, the introduction video, you might recognize this. But in the kitchen, I kind of explained it on that video, but in the kitchen, we don't talk about, in the Tao, we don't talk about diet. You understand? When I went to my teacher's school, Dr. Stephen T. Chang, author of The Great Tao, we were taught to say, live it. The food that we eat is about, you vegetarian people, like, you don't want to eat meat because you'd be like, oh, it's a living thing. Well, if you ate just dead things, guess where you would be? So plants and everything like that, fruits and all that, are living things. So you are eating living things. It has feelings and all that. All that's been scientifically proven. Anything that I say, I can prove it. Okay? So, again, when we talk about the live it, we don't talk about what not to eat and what to eat and all that to try to gain weight. Everything in Tao is about balance. So as I showed again on the other video, that these 5 elements here is about balance of yin and yang, actually. The 5 phases, they call them 5 elements. You might, when you look it up, you might find it 5 elements. But it should be called 5 phases, because these are the 5 phases that yin changes into yang and yang changes into yin. So when we eat, we're not concerned with what and not to eat this and not to eat that. We're concerned with the tastes. So the bitter taste gives, and talking about real foods, not the bitter taste of some junk food. So the bitter taste gives nutrition to the heart, and it's the fire element. The sweet taste gives nutrition to the spleen, pancreas, and the stomach. They don't really count the stomach as an organ, but that's a whole nother story. So that's the earth element, spleen, pancreas, the sweet taste. The spicy taste gives nutrition to the lungs, like onion, spicy, like hot, spicy, like peppers. And the lungs are the middle, what they call the middle element. I didn't say this on the last video, but the salty gives nutrition to the kidneys, and the kidneys are the water element, that make you pee and connected to your gallbladder and all that type of stuff. And the wood is the sour taste, and the sour taste gives nutrition to the liver. Now, when you eat from all the Tao way of living or eating is when you eat every day from all the 5 tastes, you energize all the organs. So in the West here, most of us, especially me, I grew up on sweet, but most of us, everything in the West have sugar in it. So this white sugar, white flour, white salt, these things might have the different tastes. Now the taste will energize that organ system, but if there's no nutrition, all it's doing is getting energized. And that weakens the organ after a while, because there's no nutrition, but the organ is expending energy. So that's the science of eating, not, don't eat pork. Now, when they do eat a specific way. Now, again, I'm not just promoting Chinese stuff for the heck of it. When you use the wok and cook so-called Chinese cooking, when they make vegetables, they just cook them right quick in a little bit with oil. And, a little bit of oil, cook them right quick, and they don't lose all the vitamins, like when you boil the vegetables to death. Like, that's how we grew up. They boiled all the vegetables and threw away the water with all the vitamins in it. But this is quick, especially you people, again, that have jobs and stuff. Stir fry is really quick. Now, the other thing I just mentioned about meat, they only use small strips of meat. They don't eat a big-ass steak and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So, again, when you combine the 5 phases with this type of cooking, fast and nutritious and all that type of stuff, man, this is some great stuff. And plus, I'm getting ready to show you some exercises and stuff. Now, the other side of the kitchen is tonic herbs. Now, it's taught as 2 different systems, but tonic herbs is part of the whole nutrition thing. So let me show you right quick. I'm trying to hold this dag-nabbit laptop and show y'all stuff at the same time. Where is it at? Okay. So this is my tonic herb, See there, I got Chinese herbs in here, right? Now, I make a tea out of these herbs. This is the tea. I got like 4 or 5 different herbs in here. And I have to go to Chinatown to get these herbs. You can't find these herbs. Now, this herbal formulas are no joke. You feel, like I said, if you give it a few days, you're gonna feel. And this tea right here is a tonic. It is not even a you understand, an elixir. Now, what would make it an elixir is, in that formula right there, I've added, how you say that? It's chocolate. but it's not, don't have sugar and all that type of stuff to it. So this is very nutritious, right? So I add this to that tea I just showed you. But also, of course, since this is cannabis gong fu, I add hemp seeds. And then I put both in a blender, and the formula I just showed you actually comes out tasting like a mix between milk chocolate, because the hemp seeds, when you put it in a blender and mix it up, it gets a milky type of texture. So oh wow, man, and it's off the hook. So they have many formulas that you can mix up like that. So this is what, when you put nutrition along with a Chinese tonic herb or tonic herbs, now you have what's called an elixir. So I can drink the tea by itself, which is like for, to help energy or to help blood, da 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 da. But when I add nutrition to that, it becomes what's called an elixir. Now, in the Tao, we talk about immortal elixirs. In other words, things that make you live like really long. And ooh boy, this stuff is so deep. It's so deep. So part of the course, part of one of the courses that I teach is, we're going to include the Chinese tonic herbs. Like I said on the introduction video, I'm taking the Chinese tonic herbs, and we're going to be combining this with the CBD oils. After we are growing our own hemp, we're going to making our own formulas combining Chinese tonic herbs with CBD oils. That's going to be off the chain. I know I'm going to be the only so-called black. We have to say that like when we say black, like they say it on the news, a black man beat up a white man. But I'll probably be one of the only black men that have Chinese tonic, a black man in white America with Chinese. Anyway, so that's the kitchen. I wanted to show something else about the kitchen right quick. Now, once you know Kung Fu, you understand, even in the kitchen, if for some reason you in your kitchen, where y'all at? Oh, there you go. If for some reason you in your kitchen and you get attacked by a bunch of ninjas or some dumb shit, you never know. You never know. These days, you never know. You might be chilling in your kitchen cooking. A bunch of ninjas just come running in your damn house, and I think they call them police. So anyway, you be cooking. I'm up here. You be cooking and shit. They come in there. Huh. They throw something. You got a shield. Huh. And you got a spoon. Huh. Hi. Bow. Smack them in the head with the pen. Bow. I just had to get that off my chest. So, now we move to the living room. So, living room. I forgot to put the table up. Let me put you down. Let me put y'all down for a second. I gotta get the table. Humada. See, that's why you have to like set stuff up before you start video typing. So, the living room. Now, I would think if it's called the living room, that's where you do a lot of your living. Like again, the bedroom is like when you do your bedding. If you got a woman or a man, that's where you bed them. Or you go your ass to bed to sleep. So some people like to read. If you have problems sleeping, that's one of the things I didn't mention. Because you can have a hard physical job, for instance, like construction, and you're just working the muscles. But when you get home, you're like, I've done it before, believe me, I've had a job or one or two. And you work your muscles, but you're laying there and like, it's because you haven't worked the brain. Reading and studying, I figured this out when I got my GED. It's like, after a while you in class like, oh wow, when I'm reading and stuff, your brain gets work. So that might be one of the things you do in the bedroom, but I don't like that because we're into energy, and it's like if you're reading something really exciting, for instance, you might not want that energy in the bedroom. So you might want to do your reading in the living room before you go to the bedroom. Like your bedroom, you should, like those old wives' tales, like don't put your shoes under the bed. Well, when you get into energy, those old wives' tales start to make sense because all day long you're walking in your shoes. You're doing daytime energy stuff, you understand? And then you put that under your bed and expect to get rest. No, it's a whole different type of energy, dude. My mother, she never put it in those words, but they were really strict. The older people were really strict about you coming out the street in your street clothes and sitting on your bed, or anything that had to do with the street you couldn't bring into the bedroom. And she never really maybe gave me this is why we don't do it, but you understand, it was like when God say don't eat pork, you didn't like, why God? Not back in the day, but now that we're working the other side, of the brain, what's the scientific side? We have to know these things scientifically too. So I just wanted to get that off my chest also. It's a lot of stuff on my chest, and I got a little chest. Well, anyway, the living room. So I'm thinking living room is like where you get your exercise. And so we done been in the bedroom, we done got up, we done massaged, we done went to the bathroom, we done massaged and got the shit out. And then we went to the kitchen. Now if you're eating from the 5 tastes, all the shit will stay moving. My Taoist teacher didn't really believe in what they call it, when you stop eating. Because he was like when you stop eating for a certain amount of time, your organs could actually atrophy. But he was like, if you're eating from the 5 tastes and moving everything out, you really don't need to diet. So so now the living room. So as you see on the back of the wall, that's my kung fu that I'm talking about all the time. What do we do in the living room? Let's do some stretching. So when you see a cat wake up in the morning, what do? The first thing they do is like stretch. Take off your pajamas. Let's get loose. Warm up a little bit. Okay, let me stop playing around. When I do a warm up, I warm up the joints first. You know, do some neck turns a few times each way. Shoulders, frontwards and backwards. Ooh, this is the good one. The hips. Now you want to keep the head still and the feet grounded. And you're just, like if you take a string, just moving the hips. One way first, and then the other way. And you know, I'm just going through them right now. I'm going to make a video about all this different stuff. But take your time. Don't. So again, this Tao lifestyle is a lifestyle of people who are self-sufficient. Not if you got to be to work at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock or 6 o'clock. You can take your time. So you go the other way, and then we get a little deeper and just get into the, believe me, it looks like I'm doing something nasty, but what I'm doing is working the lower spine, as well as a little bit with the hip muscle or the hip joints, but you really feel it. Just act like you're doing Nookie. You really feel it in the lower spine. And go slow, especially if you have like, you know, because you're grinding your joints. So if you feel pain, go slow. Then we go down to the knees. And the same thing, all we're doing is going in a circle. Go down to the knees. Do the ankles. Then we come back up to the arms. We do, see, I'm moving the wrist, I'm moving the elbow, or grinding or circulating the elbows, and the shoulders. Like I said, I'm going to break all this down. I'm just going through it right now. So this is the type of things that a Taoist would do in the living room. In the living room, you know, with it. See, I don't like it looks like a lot of stuff, but it's space. I got space to move and do my exercises. Understand? Living. See, Taoist movement is not really about form. It's about keeping moving, stretching, bending, forward, backward, up, balance, something like that, balance, twisting, so it's about keeping moving, and so that's what this form, I'm not going to talk about my Kung Fu right now, but that's what this form does. It keeps It has every direction and every balance, twisting, forward move, da 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 da. Peace in the mind, peace in the heart, peace on earth. So, I think we have gone through the whole house. That's the living room. So, one thing last that I wanted to say, after you do all that, we are melanated people. So, get out of the house. If you live in the city, I know it's like, might not be nowhere to go where you get some sun, but if you don't want to go outside, hopefully, see, I'm fortunate, I can go sit on the porch. But even if you don't want to go outside, make sure you get some sun. Don't believe those people that's telling us to put on sunscreen and all that garbage. Don't bleach your melanin. Do not use sunscreen. Do the things like I teach. You don't have to join my thing, learn breathing. This is the foundation of everything. Breathing, no matter what you learn, yoga, kung fu, magic. If they don't start out with breathing, then it's bullshit. Straight up and down. See, living in the city, I'm getting ready to move to the land, and I'm going to be doing the videos from the land once I move up there. This is going to be headquarters. But that's it, man. If you can find your cash flow in the city, but I'm teaching people how to get land, how to take care of yourself, how to heal yourself, how to defend yourself, da-da-da-da-da. But make sure you get out in the sun. Make sure or try not to use so many lights, indoor lights, unless they full spectrum. We got to think about all this stuff. What did I say? Bioelectromagnetism. Everything. So, we just about, that's not bad, we're just about at an hour. And it all worked out because it's literally like been raining out here since the beginning of the year. And today is the February 26, 2023. This is the most rain I've only been back 7 years, but this has been a lot of rain. And I don't look at it negatively. I look at it as like a cleansing. A lot of the people who you may not want on the streets, especially if you live in the hood, the rain has kept them off the streets. People just go in the store and go back home. They don't like to be wet and cold out here. And it's been kind of chilly. I'm from New York, so. You understand? So this is how you end your day or end your morning. We don't say morning in the church. People say, oh, morning and morning is two different words. Is it your word? Did you make that language? Did you make that German English language up? Morning and morning is the same word. It's two different words. People have told me this. I'm not saying this off the top of my head. It's the same word. everything in this America is about death. Even when you pay mortgage, death. That's what it means. Mortgage, death. Gauging death. Good mourning. Nothing good about mourning except you're letting out the, like if somebody died and then you're mourning them and you're letting the energy out and then you get over that shit. But it ain't good. Mourning? How about good rising? I'm glad I got the hell up at 66 years old and I got, and I still got good rising. Any women listening? Good rising, baby. Okay, that's another video. I'm out. Peace. Always, when you get old, you always gotta find the button. Where the button at? Hey, oh, there you go. Let me put this in the button.